We had a bunch of returns on Monday. Let's break it all down on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Tuesday, May 30th. I am Frank Sample, joined by Chris Towers, and let's get into Royce Lewis, who returned on the 1-year anniversary of tearing his ACL. He went 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer in his first game back. He started at third base for the Minnesota Twins. In 12 games last year, he hit 300 with 2 homers. He was playing very well in his rehab assignment as well. He's 55% rostered. Chris, it kind of feels like that number should be closer to 100% on Royce Lewis.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be 100%. We're talking about a very highly rated young player who, we're talking about a guy who, you look at the MLB doc or the Baseball Reference minor league page where they list all the years that they've been listed as top prospects, and it feels like he's like 6 or 7 years he's been listed there. He's still only 23, however, and he's been really good at AAA in his career, limited sample size, really good in the majors in a very limited sample size last season, made a lot of contact, hit the ball hard, showed athleticism, basically showed everything that you want to see. He's coming back from his second torn ACL. That's a concern. But he had 4 stolen bases in his minor league rehab assignment. He hit the ball really well. Came up, obviously, had a very good first game. I just think we're all about chasing upside here. Royce Lewis looks like he's going to play every day for the Twins, and I think he's got tons of upside.
All right, Chris. Well, here's the question. This is why you get paid the big bucks, my friend. Royce Lewis or Matt McLain, who is coming off a monster week where he put up 42 fantasy points on CBS. He is up to 64% rostered. Let's say you got to choose between the two. Who would you rather have, Matt McLain or Royce Lewis?
Oh, that's a really, really tough one. And it might be as simple as, I don't know if I could drop Matt McLain for Royce Lewis if I already got him. But, McLain, there are some, you can poke some holes in his profile. 28.1% strikeout rate. Quality of contact metrics are just kind of okay. He's not crushing the ball consistently. Playing in Cincinnati over the long haul should help him make the most of that. And obviously he's playing towards the top of the lineup. So I like both. I think both of them are under rostered at 65% for McLain and 55% for Lewis. I would rather have Lewis rest of season, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. It is really close between those two. But, I think the team context in particular for the Twins is much better for Royce Lewis. Let's get into Michael Soroka, who made his first start since 2020, multiple Achilles surgeries ago. He was okay at the Oakland A's, 6 innings, 4 runs allowed, 3 strikeouts, allowed a 3-run homer to Ryan Noda, had 11 swinging strikes in his return. Chris, what'd you see from Mike Soroka? He was the 3rd most added starting pitcher on CBS this weekend, so people seem pretty excited about Mike Soroka.
I think all along, as he's gone through the rehab process, and we have these, we have comments on the full episode of the podcast that we're reading as the night's going on, and I always felt like people were like, "Oh, I'm so excited for Michael Soroka to come back. I've been stashing him. Should I, should I stash Bryce Miller or Michael Soroka when Miller got called up and all those?" And I'm just like, I'm not really that excited about Soroka. That being said, I'm not really disappointed by this outing either. The home run he gave up, Ryan Noda, was a 355-foot home run, 97-mile-per-hour average exit velocity. That could have very easily just been a lazy fly ball to a different part of the park. So I'm not going to hold that, the 4 runs in 6 innings against him. I thought he actually pitched pretty well, changed up the pitch mix. The velocity was actually where it was in 2019 when he was very good. So I do think there were some promising signs for Michael Soroka, not to the point where I think he's going to be good moving forward, but not certainly as bad as 4 earned runs in 6 innings makes you think.
Well, I mentioned Soroka was the 3rd most added starting pitcher on CBS. The top 2 ahead of him were Bobby Miller and Michael Kopech. And I'll also throw Logan Allen in this mix, who had a great start on Monday, 7 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts. Chris, how are you ranking that group? Logan Allen, Bobby Miller, Michael Kopech, and Mike Soroka.
So the one thing with Bobby Miller is we don't know exactly what his role is going to be moving forward, but the Dodgers have said he will make his next start against the Yankees on Sunday. Don't love that matchup for him. Would probably try to stay away. he hasn't shown like the big swing and miss potential so far. I think it's only 9 strikeouts in 11 innings his first 2 starts, only 8 swinging strikes in his start on Sunday. So hasn't looked like an ace yet, but I think him and Kopech are really close, and they're probably both ahead of Allen. And then there's a gap to Soroka.
All right, and the best news of all from Monday was that Liam Hendriks did make his return to the mound just 4 months after a cancer diagnosis. Remarkable stuff. We're not too worried about the results, the first couple of appearances here, but just the fact that he's back and one of the better guys in baseball too. So very happy for Liam Hendriks to make it back to the White Sox. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.